We don't do that with the person that got hit by the car. We don't get do that to the person that's experiencing gunshot wounds or part of a war or veteran. We don't be like, "Oh, just get up out the hospital, get dead. Just get up, you lazy bitch. Like, just get up." We don't do that because that would be crazy. That would be insane, right? So, why do we do that with our pain? And why do we do that with other people's pain where we're just like, "Get over it. Like, you need to toughen up." Like, that happened to you before. You should see a therapist. You should do this and just get past it. Why are we so aggressive? Inevitably, as a human, you are going to experience pain. There's no way to prevent certain pains from happening in life because life just has these random moments we can't always control. But the thing that's very interesting to me about pain or just trauma in general is that the internet doesn't really care about it or it doesn't really promote it in a way that's actually healthy. We laugh at other people's pain. We joke about other people's pain. We focus on other people's pain and we make it something that is like, oh, they're the only one experiencing that type of pain. And it's just seen as like uncool or just not really sexy to talk about. But on this channel, I make that something sexy to talk about. So if you have like a natural disdain for other people or you're just kind of avoidant in general, acknowledging pain is a way of connection amongst humans. It's something that we all go through no matter how rich or poor. And the thing about pain is that time does not heal all wounds. Time requires it's not just time, it's also part of the equation is effort. You have to put effort into actually healing your pain. And we know this when it comes to our physical pain. We know this for sure. Like we know that if you have something going wrong in your body, you have to go to urgent care, the hospital. You have to get that checked out. But we don't do that with our internal pains. So in this video, we're going to tackle the entire topic of pain and how you can recover from your pain. And really, it's a very simple process. It's just not easy because socially we've been wired out of actually dealing with our internal issues. Okay. So if you take your attention over here, I'm going to show you first my first visual that I created for you guys. And this just shows a man who's in pain. This is how typically what happens when you go to a hospital or urgent care or whatever. And the body goes through so many different things that we know about as humans. It's like, I don't need to explain this. The body can get scraped, bruised, burned, crushed, cut, or sick. The body goes through a lot of different issues and we don't need to always voice them because someone else in our life would be like, "Hey, you have a cut," or "Hey, you're bruised. You should get that checked out." Like other people can visually see that something is wrong with us, or we're not standing up straight, or we can't move, or other people address those issues for us, and we don't always have to voice them because it's just like, okay, you see somebody in pain or hurt that got hit by a car. Obviously, your intellect is going to tell you to call 911. So when that happens, we give them what they need. We give them the medicine. We give them the rest. We give them the doctors, the flowers. We say, get better, feel better. We naturally will address that. Even when it's on our own pain, we'll be like, I'm hurting so bad. I'm going to force myself to go to the hospital. I'm going to force myself to get this treated. I'm tired of being sick, blowing my nose, this and that. So, what am I getting at when I'm bringing this up? So, when we talk about pain on this level, it gets addressed, it gets talked about. But we don't talk about our internal pains, as you're seeing over here in this image. We don't talk about this. When we're feeling something on the inside, other people cannot see it. And also, we may not be able to identify where that pain is coming from. It doesn't mean it's not real because we can't see it, but it's still something that's affecting us. The pain of a parent leaving us or abusing us, the pain of being abused in a relationship, the pain of being rejected out of a school we really wanted to, or being rejected by a person we really cared about. There's so many different pains in life that I could just have a whole list of them. But that pain that you're experiencing in your heart, it's still with you. And laughing and waiting for it to just pass is not the way you get over things. And that's typically with that said, that quote, time heals all wounds, but time doesn't do that unless we put the effort into it. And these pains look like depression, grief, regret, disappointment. These are things that we're feeling on the inside that other people can't see. So it's not until we first address them and say, hey, I see and acknowledge my pain to where other people can do something about it potentially. But even then, a lot of times when we say that, hey, I'm depressed or I'm experiencing grief, people respond typically like this person, shut up. No one cares. You need to toughen up. You should have been past that. That happened to you 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You need to toughen up. But isn't that so crazy? Because we don't do that with the person that got hit by the car. We don't get do that to the person that's experiencing gunshot wounds or part of a war or veteran. We don't be like, "Oh, just get up out the hospital, get bed. Just get up, you lazy bitch. Like, just get up." We don't do that because that would be crazy. That would be insane, right? So, why do we do that with our pain? And why do we do that with other people's pain where we're just like, "Get over it. Like, you need to toughen up." Like, that happened to you before. You should see a therapist. You should do this and just get past it. Why are we so aggressive when it comes to people's internal pain? Or not even aggressive. Sometimes it's just apathy. Why? When we all experience the pain and we know that that's a part of the human experience, why do we not care? And why do we not care about our own? Don't we want to live a healthy life? I don't know. But when it comes to the last visual that I have for you guys and going into my main point is pain is something that requires bravery. Healing requires bravery because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to have something happen to you and be able to voice it to your friends and family that I'm hurting, I'm in pain. A lot of times the way that we express pain is through our anger or through some type of secondary emotion where we'll lash out at people, we'll fight people, and we'll never be in a good relationship with someone because we're still experiencing that pain. Okay, for example, someone might be in a relationship or you might be in a relationship right now where your partner does not call you a lot or they don't compliment you. And they may compliment other people, call other people a lot. On a certain level, you can start to experience pain on the inside where you're like, I don't feel cared for. Or I don't feel like you really see me or understand me. Like I feel like you compliment and you love on other people, but you're not loving on me. And like it doesn't seem like I matter to you. That type of neglect is a pain that can be felt in the heart on the inside. And it's not till we address it first that anyone will even care. You have to first say and acknowledge, I'm feeling this pain, and then express that. But the way that we express is through anger. So instead of just telling your partner, hey, I'm in pain because of this reason, where we say it through joking sarcastically, like, you never call me. Like, you call all these other people. Like, you're just so busy. Like, you just do all these things. Like, I don't know. Like, it just seems like you're such a busybody. But when it comes to me, I don't know. We'll do that with a smile on our face and or we'll just be aggressive, like, "You never call me. You're terrible. You know what? I can replace you in 2 seconds, blah, 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 blah." We'll do that quick. We are very quick to do that. But wouldn't it be more efficient or helpful if we can just be vulnerable and say, "Hey, I know that this is not what you're probably meaning to do, but I'm experiencing this feeling of neglect, of pain. I want to express this to you because I love you, because I want our relationship to last. I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to lash out. I'm not going to try to ignore you or give you the silent treatment. I'm going to express that, hey, I'm hurt. This is hurting me. And I want to do it in a way where it's open for communication and conversation. But we don't do that because the cool thing to do in society is to just fight people. It's to just be aggressive. And yes, you look cool in the end, but you lose relationships. You get injured more physically and emotionally, you get injured more. You don't get what you want when you respond in anger. You don't get what you want when you just avoid people. You don't get what you want. You get what you want, or you can get what you want when you just express the real emotion, the depression, the grief. Let me go back up. The depression, the grief, the disappointment. When we express these things is where we actually get the help that we need. It's just like when you go to the doctor. Sometimes the doctor will not be able to figure out what's wrong with you. It's up to you to be like, this is where I'm feeling the pain. I'm feeling it here. I'm feeling it here. And I think this is where it's coming from. I think I was doing this before I was drinking too much and now my stomach is hurting. And then, or I don't know, I like to do a lot of parkour or I like to go like do skateboarding. I usually fall and my back is starting to hurt. When we say stuff like that, the doctor can help us. Think of the person you're dating or family members or friends as that doctor. Now, with that being said, I caution you, some people are not going to acknowledge your pain. That's where I was coming up when I was talking about this image. Some people are not going to care. They're going to tell you to shut up. They're going to tell you to stop. And that's connecting back to what I'm talking about with bravery is because you have to be brave enough with the people you're around to say that, hey, I am feeling this way. You have to be brave enough with yourself to acknowledge that I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And that is okay to talk about with other people. And it's much easier said than done because this is something that I voiced even with my own therapist, where when she tells me to communicate how I feel with someone, I immediately feel this uncomfortability because I'm like, I've had many past experiences of being invalidated or someone using my pain as ammunition against me, where they made me into a villain for how I felt. So if I felt neglected, therefore I was a villain. There was something wrong with me. If I was experiencing grief or depression, I was just supposed to magically not feel that way. I was supposed to do something else. So I've had a history of where people have invalidated me to the point where I'm very, very uncomfortable voicing my pain to certain people because I'm scared of their reactions, right? But something that my therapist has said that's pretty profound is that either way, you're going to have to deal with uncomfortability. You're either going to have to deal with the uncomfortability of living a life where you just have that pain and it's just rotting you from the inside for like a long period and you're just being fake on the outside to everyone, or go through the little bit, like the small period of uncomfortability in voicing your pain. So you have this long term pain that you're still going to deal with an uncomfortability versus the uncomfortability of just expressing it right now. So you can get past it in a day or a week or 2 weeks. You're sacrificing the short term for this long term where you think that this is more comfortability for you. But if you just go through that little period of expressing how you felt and seeing how someone responds, and then if they don't respond well, going through the uncomfortability of that, you'll feel better doing that route versus the route of just accepting the pain and just letting it fester. And 9 times out of 10, when I have done this, I felt much better. When I just got it out my system, just explained it to someone. And really, it's a test to see who's really deserving to be in your life, because when someone else has the bravery as well to sit with your pain and sit with the way that you're feeling, that's how you know you have a real person in your life. Now, the person that shouldn't be in your life is the avoidant person where you express your pain and it makes them uncomfortable. If you expressing your pain, especially in a very like condensed manner, like you're not just dumping, and they don't receive it, and in fact they ignore you or invalidate you, that's good. That is a good thing because it's telling you that they don't deserve to be in your life. So you need those moments of conflict where you express that conflict, internal conflict with someone and see how they hold it. The bravest friends, the bravest romantic partners, the bravest family members will sit in that fire with you. They will sit in that comfortability with you and process it with you and hold your hand through the process. And it's your work to do, but they're there to support you, and you're only going to know who that person is if you express the pain. If you take nothing else from this video, I want you to acknowledge the fact that whatever you resist will persist. That's by Carl Jung. And that your pain does not have to be your suffering. Suffering is the second level of pain when you don't address the feeling initially. If you allow pain to be long lasting and to be unaddressed, that's when it will become your suffering, because it will pour into every part of your life to the point where you will collapse or you will have to get treated for it, because it will become so loud, so persistent that it will take over. So instead of giving that pain that power and letting it fester like a virus, how about you address it with the medicine it needs, which is love and attention and care? Why not just give it what it needs? Why are you resisting what you need? What has happened in your life to the point where you have undermined yourself to the point where your pain doesn't matter and that you deserve to experience suffering in the future? At what point have you lost love of self, care for self? At what point have you given more energy to other people, places, and things instead of giving that to yourself? What has disturbed you in your life to the point where that became your normal? I just want to leave you guys with that. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those amazing, beautiful things. Let me know down below, what is your pain? What are you going through? And what are you doing about it? What's your take on everything that I've said in this video? Where do you think getting over that pain is hardest for you? Talk about it down below. I will respond to those comments that I see. And I will definitely see you guys in my next video. See you later.